my name is Sydney Rogers, and welcome to another edition of FLX Weekly here in the FingerLakes1.com studios. We are live in the FingerLakes1.com studios, where I am joined by Jim Senacropi and Josh Durso, and it is also what is today, the 27th of June. So, welcome.
June is over.
It is.
Yeah.
It's over.
The real story, though, is it's going to be ridiculously hot this weekend.
That is the real story because I am so excited.
You want me to give you the forecast? You're excited?
I am excited. Look, he's so ready to jump into the forecast. I'm
with
excited.
You on this one.
It's the story of the weekend, and we're also going to be off next week because it's July 4th.
Of course.
Yes.
So this will be our last show for a couple weeks, so we're going to tell you where the fireworks are next week. But before anything, I really feel like I should give you the weather forecast.
All right, we're jumping right into it. You go right ahead, sir.
A little rain today on Wednesday. By the time we get to Friday, it's going to be sunny with a high near 88. That's my pick day. That's going to be a nice, warm summer day. Overnight on Friday, mostly clear with a low around 66. And then Saturday, sunny and hot with a high near 95.
Woo!
Saturday night, it's only going to get down to 74.
Oh, boy.
Sunday, sunny and hotter with a high near 97, which could be up to 100. And no relief on Monday with a high near 93, and Tuesday's forecast shows a high of 88, I think, at the moment. Maybe some storms coming through on Monday and Tuesday. Hopefully get cooled down a little bit, but
it's going to be warm, it looks like, pretty much right through next week.
Yeah, but 97
summertime.
Warm, that's too much. It's just too much.
It's not too much.
It's not. Get on a pool float and just float around.
Well, I will get
this
on
weekend.
A pool float a little bit, but there's other things I like to do, like sleep comfortably, and I got most of the yard work that I had to do out of the way this week. It's too hot though.
Hey, AC has to be your best friend this time of year.
It is.
You got to get it going.
But it's AC also. When it gets that hot, everywhere you go, you can almost feel all the electricity being used everywhere, and it's just, I don't know. It's like, when it gets that hot, it's just almost like apocalypse type of feel to it.
See, so I was listening.
A complainer.
I was listening.
I'm complaining about it. I hate it when it's hot.
I love it.
There's only on average though like 8 days. They were saying last night on the news, only like 8 days roughly per summer where we get that warm, where we get like
seriously?
That.
No,
yeah.
we got 3
Great,
of
we're
them in a
using
row,
them up.
at least.
Think about how like appreciative we should be, even you.
I'm appreciative.
These days.
I don't mind if it's like 87 and sunny and humid. That's bearable. 97 is a whole new level. And if it's in the winter, obviously the winter is not great because there's a lot of things you can't do outside that you like to do. But at least in the winter, you can go home to your comfortable, warm house and just live normally.
Yes.
But I've lived in the house I live in now for 10 years, and it's not central air compatible. It's got like the baseboard heating and not the air ducts. But I moved from a house that had central air, and that was fine. But now there's a constant running of the air conditioners in multiple rooms, and it just never seems to do that great of a job.
Justice. No, I do understand that. The house that I just bought does have central air, and they didn't even know, the owners before, because they had another house and like lived there only like 2 times a month or 2 times a year, whatever.
Seasonal folks.
Yeah, they had a house, but so sometimes I question central air because it's so much hotter upstairs. It's cooler downstairs. I'm like, I'm freezing. I need a blanket. And then when I go upstairs, it's not as cold. And that is one thing, if I had a complaint, I love sleeping with a fan on.
Two.
I don't know. We have to get it checked out. It's probably old, too.
It warms as it rises naturally.
Yeah, right. But it's not like we have this really super high couple-story house. It's like, the normal average house.
End of the duct run, could be anything.
Yeah. But it's definitely, we notice we have to get it checked out because it's hotter upstairs, and I don't like that because I like sleeping in the cold, so I always have the fan on high no matter what. Even in the winter, I just hate it.
Warmer is still not like outside hot.
No. But to me, I'm like, whew.
I'm not looking forward to it. As a matter of fact, it really, I won't eat. I'll just drink a lot of liquid. I will probably lose we won't do a show next week, but by 4th of July next Wednesday, I bet I will have lost 8 to 10 pounds.
Well, geez, I better get on that. Everybody can lose 8 to 10 pounds. I know I can. So maybe I'll just do the gym diet, not eat because it's
I don't want to eat. I mean, I'll eat a little bit, but I don't ever want to get gorged. But I drink a lot.
I feel like that's pretty normal. Most people feel that way.
It is, but that's why in the summer I lose weight. In the winter I put it on, and I started to lose a lot of weight since April, May, and June. But I have a feeling this weekend's where I get back down, drop a couple pant sizes.
Wow!
So that's the only good thing, but it makes me it's really hard.
I think we've come to a conclusion. Jim does not like the hot summers.
He absolutely hates hot summer.
So. I love it.
Humidity and whatnot, but I don't mind 80s and sunny and a little humidity.
But 2/3 of the show enjoys it.
Yes, that is true. And I bet a lot of the people at home that are watching enjoy the hot summer.
Well,
but
we'll see. What is there to do during the hot weekend? I mean, this is dangerous heat. It is. It's dangerous.
Stay hydrated, people. Drink some water. It's not that difficult.
Put some sunscreen on.
Elderly people struggle.
Yes.
People without air conditioning struggle. It's and then, like I said, the strain on the electrical grid is significant. Not only all across the eastern seaboard, and you can just feel the electricity getting burnt through and churned through.
You're like, this is great. Can't wait for this bill. But I do have some things going on this weekend that you could go and enjoy and not have to worry about it being a crappy day or rainy unless you don't like the heat as much. The first thing that's going on that is always awesome is the Finger Lakes Cheese Festival on Sunday, and it brings together the best in the Finger Lakes produced cheeses from the many different members of the Finger Lakes Cheese Alliance, as well as the best in homemade jams, jellies, baked goods, peanut butters, salsas, vegetables, art, wine, beer, and cider, with live music all day. It's happening at Sunset View Creamery in Odessa starting at 10 a.m. and you can visit flcheesetrail.com for more information.
So if hanging out in 97-degree humid heat and eating cheese sounds like it's up your alley, I mean that's unlucky for them.
I think it sounds great.
To me, that all sounds absolutely fantastic.
I know. I didn't even know there was a Finger Lakes Cheese Alliance, and I want to be part
trail,
of that.
Everything, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I want to be part of that alliance because I am obsessed with cheese.
Well, head to Odessa.
Yeah, I'm going to have to.
The cheese will melt right in your hand.
Yeah, it's just so good. It's like gold. On Saturday, the Windmill Street of shops in Penn Yan will be lined with vintage International Harvester tractors. It will be quite a sight to see all the vintage tractors show up for a day of fun and history starting at 8 a.m. Visit thewindmill.com for more information.
That's interesting.
Think of that country song that's International Harvester song. That's just in my head. I don't know if you know it, but I'm not going to start singing it.
Well, it's something different to do, and if you get there early, you beat the heat.
Beat the heat. Yes, that starts quite early, 8 a.m. on Saturday. You can sit back and enjoy 3 hours of live original music in addition to partaking in a scrumptious special recipe pig roast with a bountiful seasonal buffet, a fully stocked outdoor wine bar, and guided vineyard tours, all while enjoying some of the best views of Seneca Lake Lambeau
at Lamoureux Landing.
Lamoureux Landing.
In Lodi. Say that 5 times fast.
No, not going to try. I can't say words as it is. In Lodi, and that is on Saturday beginning at noon, and you can get your tickets for $65 each at LamoureuxWine.com. That is LamoureuxWine.com. Yeah.
That's an ask.
$65 each.
Is that an indoor event?
Bountiful seasonal buffet, though.
I wouldn't think that it is. I think the outdoor wine bar and the buffet make the price go up, and you can get tours, guided tours.
Pig roast, special recipe pig roast. I mean, I'm not saying that you're not going to get a good value. I was just reading along, and then all of a sudden, $65.
Yeah, at first I thought it said $5, and then it's like, no, that's not it.
But I bet it'll be well worth it from the looks of what they got on tap.
Oh, I'm sure. And now bear with me for this next one. I'm going to make sure I don't botch everybody's names. But composer and pianist John Liberatore, an Auburn native, returns to the Willard Chapel for an electric program.
Eclectic.
I read that. See, I really got to read better. Eclectic program, including works by Haydn, Bach, and Mendelssohn, Fats Waller, and more. Liberatore now serves on the faculty in the University of Notre Dame, and his compositions have featured in venues around the world and received recognition from MacDowell, Tanglewood, and the Foundation of Harvard University, among other organizations. This recital begins at 2 at the Willard Chapel.
He's my first cousin, John
That
Liberatore.
is cool. I'm glad that you knew him because I am so bad with names. I don't know why, but
he's fantastic. So this is something else that you can look to do Sunday. I don't know if Willard Chapel's air conditioned. I assumed it is.
I was going to say, and it's something
I don't know
indoor.
if he could play if it wasn't.
No, and definitely something different from the other one. So there's a lot of interesting things
Options
going on
this
this
week.
weekend, and that's just some of them, of course. There's more events available at our community calendar under the local listing tab at our homepage, fingerlakes1.com, or, of course, on the app.
Yep.
So that was just some of the things that were going on, and I think Jim is going to tell us all about all the different fireworks schedules coming up.
Yeah, well, we're not going to be here next week, and, of course, next week with July 4th, right in the middle of the week on a Wednesday, the fireworks schedule is kind of out there. Different. This weekend, if you want fireworks, you got to go to Lansing at Myers Park on Cayuga Lake, 6 p.m. on Saturday night for some fireworks there. And then Tuesday, July 3rd, there's a ton of fireworks lined up across the region. Emerson Park at Auburn, and these are all about at dusk. Ithaca at Stewart Park, they listed at 6 p.m., but I guarantee they're not launching out fireworks at 6 p.m. It must mean 9 p.m.
Yeah,
but,
definitely.
Just dusk.
Dusk.
Between 9:30 and 10, probably most of these. Honeoye at Sandy Bottom Beach in Ontario County, and in Farmington at the Town Park on Tuesday night. Geneva, American Legion, that's always a popular display, and at Sodus Point on Tuesday night.
That would be nice.
Then moving forth to the actual July 4th, on Wednesday, Canandaigua will be having fireworks at Kershaw Park at 9:45, and Seneca Falls has their annual fireworks display at Vince's Park. And then if you move ahead to next weekend, Watkins Glen on Friday night at 9:30 at Clute Park in Schuyler County. Hammondsport down at the southern end of Cayuga Lake, as part of their Fireman's Carnival, will have fireworks on Saturday night. Fairhaven at Band State Park is fireworks on Saturday night. And down at Americana Vineyards at Interlaken on Saturday, fireworks there too. And then I believe there's some fireworks going on at local area baseball, like Newark Pilots, Geneva Red Wings, and
I'm sure, yeah.
Auburn Doubledays. So,
wow. Well, that gives
It's
you
summer.
fireworks from the 30th right on to the 7th if you miss them. So
yeah, you can't see them all. So
right, and that's cool that they have so many different dates. So not everybody's going to just one place. It makes sense to have your options. So anyone in the Finger Lakes who wants to see fireworks,
no excuse.
yeah, we'll post
see
the
'em.
full list probably on Sunday or Monday. We'll create an article on Finger Lakes One with the full list. So you can have it.
We'll need to because I wouldn't be able to remember all those dates. But that was all our fireworks for next week. And what do you have going on this week? Stories?
So obviously it's been primary election craziness for the last 24 hours. Congressional races, that is pretty much the focus on Tuesday. Dana Balter is going to be moving forward in the 24th district as Democratic candidate. Joe Morelli in the 25th district. He is also Assembly Majority Leader here in New York State Assembly, so that's a big deal because of his winning and also because that'll create a massive vacancy. 23rd district, a little more interesting. Max Delapia and Tracy Metrano are in a dead heat. 26 votes separate the two of them.
Wow.
There were over 21,000 votes cast in that primary, which turnout was pretty much viewed as terrible, which is pretty stock and normal. Between 10 and 12% of the registered Democratic
Who's
turnout.
the Republican candidate in that race?
So it'll be Tom Reed.
Yeah,
so it'll be an incumbent.
Do they have a chance?
It's, it'll be interesting. It sort of depends on how so there's about 1,700 absentee ballots that have to be counted. This race is very different depending on which one of those two Democrats comes out of it. A lot of folks think that if Tracy Metrano comes out of it, that it might not be as easy a path for her to, find the right support and beat Reed, whereas Max Delapia might be able to come up with the middle of the road.
It's funny though,
undecided.
There hasn't been another one of our area representatives that has come under as much fire, I think, as Tom Reed has over the past decade, and it seems like he just keeps winning despite it. Right?
Yeah, well, you have to look at the composition of the district, and the district, even though Ithaca and Geneva and Corning are the you can call them the more liberal centers of the district is largely rural and largely Republican. Even just in voter registration, Democrats are at a massive disadvantage in this district, which is pretty typical for this area. So it is interesting because there is a legitimate chance that either one of these Democrats could, or any of the other Democrats could win a typically Republican seat this year.
Same thing with Catco's race. He's
and that's
incredibly well funded.
Yeah, but that's a seat that is historically flipped back and forth.
Yeah.
Dan Maffei lost that in somewhat shocking fashion in 2012, and it's always a back and forth.
But
there.
It seems like Catco is a lot better funded and ready.
Yeah. And it's a long process. So we still have 4 months before anything actually happens. So a lot can change.
Looking forward to Election Night Live coverage in this studio, though, in November.
Yeah,
it certainly will be. But some other news quickly. We've got state regulators accusing Spectrum of failing to meet expansion expectations, which is fantastic because if you talk to a lot of folks, and maybe even you guys have had similar experiences, Spectrum is probably maybe the most hated company in New York State.
I know.
If we're talking about large corporations.
There's been times where I've been furious with Spectrum. But there's other times where it's just like, man, I got great internet speeds at home, and it's it's really reliable for me. I get frustrated sometimes with the cable TV service. If sometimes your box will just restart out of nowhere, or every time I turn to Golf Channel, it's like blank. I got to turn away from it and go back to it. It's just stupid issues like that. But there's just not the problem. At least where we are here in Seneca Falls, is there's no FiOS available for internet
competition.
service.
There needs to be
You're
competition.
not going to get better high-speed internet than Spectrum. I mean, if you want to use Verizon, if you have great cell service, it gets pretty expensive if you're streaming movies and stuff. So I don't know. But I have had plenty of frustrations with Spectrum, both here at Finger Lakes One as our business phone and internet provider, and at home.
We got rid of our Spectrum cable, but we still have the internet because it's
what else
literally
you
the good
do?
one around. So
exactly.
we have DirecTV right now, but we're also noticing we're having problems with them too. So,
sure, yeah. I mean, I've heard that a lot of people having problems with the satellite providers for TV.
Yeah.
So. Mind you, this issue, the one that the state regulators are pushing toward is, they took state money and state promises and did not fulfill the obligation that they said they would in terms of where they would expand to, which did not have that high-speed internet that you're talking about. A lot of counties
so
now.
So they should have to pay that back.
Yeah.
And then they'll pass that cost along to all our customers.
Oh, yeah. All of a sudden, everything's going to go up. It's understandable.
But yeah, throughout the whole holiday weekend and next week, check out fingerlakes1.com for the latest. We won't be taking any days off here because that's what we do.
That is what we do.
I think that we should look at some nice photos.
Yeah,
we should.
Right?
We absolutely should. Let's get our spirits up for this nice hot weekend that's coming up. And the first one I have on deck is from Debbie Bauer. And she shared this photo of a relaxing family swim in Madison County last weekend. Oh,
yes.
Beautiful.
So cute.
The great lighting.
It is.
From the setting sun.
It is perfect. Debbie also sent us another shot from Saturday evening as the sun set in Madison County. Oh, that's awesome. Summer written all over it.
Adirondack chairs.
Yep.
Yeah. That could get expensive. Jim Porupski stopped into Wolcott Falls Park in Wayne County and took a nice walk down the trail to the falls where he snapped this shot.
Where was this one taken?
Wolcott
Okay.
Falls
Wolcott
Park.
Falls Park.
Yep,
I assume
yep.
it's in Wolcott.
Sure is.
Oh, yeah. I would assume. Scratch that. The great blue heron was perched atop the locks at Mays Point in northern Seneca County in this photo by Tina McDonald.
That's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Great blue herons.
I love great blue herons. They're so interesting, but I learned some interesting stuff about them when I was at the sailing place.
Really? Like what?
leave a lot of poop whenever they take off.
Well, they're big birds, so you figure the bigger the bird, the bigger the...
So do Canadian geese.
Yeah,
same
so
thing.
much.
He showed me all the white spots and told me what they were, and I was like, thank you for that fun fact. At the Blue Heron Rookery in Sterling Nature Center, Mike Sargent captured this adult great blue heron arriving at the nest with food for some hungry kids.
I was just going to
That's
say,
interesting.
last week for the first time in my life, I had seen by a pond at a golf course a baby blue heron. It was just like a mini blue heron just walking along, and it took like... My mind didn't know how to even reconcile what I was seeing.
Right, because where are they their whole childhood?
Like-
I didn't know that they had made nests in trees like that
Me
because they're so
neither.
big. I always assumed like they had a little ground nest by it, but that probably wouldn't be safe.
That is
for them.
very interesting. I do very
That's a
much
great
enjoy
photo.
that.
Is that the whole photo, or is this one that's taller than
I
it
think
is
that's
wide?
pretty much the whole photo, yeah.
It's so interesting. Another one is Nima Janeb shared this view on the pier on Seneca Lake in Geneva on a gorgeous Saturday night. We haven't got one of those yet, have we? That's a nice picture from that little area right
Quiet.
there.
It was a cloudy day. Next Saturday, you're going to be wishing there were some of those clouds around.
Yes. Tim Dommels took this photo of the Finger Lakes Railroad trestle over the Keuka Outlet Trail over the weekend.
Awesome.
Love it.
Yeah, that is awesome.
You could put that in a tourism
Yep.
guide
For sure.
for Yates County.
A great trail, too.
And finally, at the Heron Rookery in Sterling Nature Center, Mike Sargent spotted this beaver who was swimming through the green, slimy water. Oh, that's kind of sad.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
That is so gross. Like, can he see? Like, oh, poor
I
thing.
don't know. I think that beavers are very destructive, and I think a nice take. Ever seen Planet of the Apes? How they assume that the apes will one day, rule.
You
the
think
earth?
it's the beavers?
I think
Beavers.
it could be Planet of the Beavers.
Really?
They'll
With
just-
their teeth?
Once they get together, they can dam up everything.
Yeah, I
They're
guess
very
so.
destructive creatures, and they're very busy.
I'm going to have to pay attention to the beavers more. You have so many interesting, random facts that you know.
That's not
It's
a
more of
fact.
an opinion.
That's just a
thought.
musing. There's
guess,
nothing more to
I
that.
Yeah, I
guess.
was musing there.
Things that
What's
you've
your
seen.
favorite picture?
I gotta go with the waterfall.
I'm going with the Blue Heron family.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Drum roll,
So I got to
please.
choose between one of those two, and I wasn't going to go with either one, but
You were going to go with the trails one, weren't
I'm
you?
going to go with. I did really like that one. It was subtly awesome. I'll go with the Wolcott Falls photo though this week.
Ah, what? You know what? That's okay. The Wolcott Falls by Jim Perupsky. Congratulations.
This is different falls. I don't think we've ever gotten a picture of Wolcott. Well, we must have at some point, but I don't remember it.
I love how they capture the water, though. That is my favorite part. But that Blue Heron family, you got to admit, was definitely interesting.
It was interesting.
Everybody, of course, had great photos
So on Saturday and Sunday, I'd like to sit right underneath that.
the whole day. Just have, that be your cool down method. That would be great. I'm sure a lot of people will go to a lot of falls. But if you guys would like to share local photos from across the Finger Lakes, you can click on the link in Submit Content section at the bottom right of our homepage at fingerlakes1.com. And that was all the photos we have. I still am shook by those Blue Heron family members. I can't wait to find one. And do you have anything going on in the sports realm?
It's baseball season. Really, is the only thing going on. But I'll tell you what, the Auburn Doubledays are on a winning streak. You can, if you've been listening in, they're on fingerlakes1.com every single day on
Sure are.
FL1 Radio. Drew Carter with the call. They're off on Wednesday night, and then they're home against. Or wait a second, they're off on Wednesday night, back on Thursday night at Batavia, and then home against Batavia Friday night at 6:30 and Saturday at 6:30. Sunday at Williamsport 5:05. The Friday Saturday games are 6:30 p.m. And starting this Friday, there's going to be a live pregame and postgame, if all goes well, out there at Falcon Park. For every Auburn home game, they're going to do live video pregame and postgame shows on Finger Lakes One.
Nice.
So if you
Yeah,
subscribe to
that
our
would be cool.
YouTube channel, you'll see the live event when it starts, and we'll link it up on our Auburn Double Days radio broadcast page as well. So look for that. The Newark Pilots are home versus Jamestown at 7:05 on Friday night, and they're going to have fireworks at Colburn Park after the game. So that's a great opportunity to get out to Colburn and check out the Pilots and some great fireworks. And then they're also home Sunday against Elmira, the Pioneers at 5:05. The Geneva Red Wings are home Friday at 7:05. And then they're at Elmira on Saturday. So then I think they're off Sunday. The Yankees host the dastardly Boston Red Sox for 3 this weekend, Friday at 7:05, Saturday at 7:15, Sunday at 8:09, and it will be hot at Yankee Stadium. I mean, like ridiculously hot at Yankee Stadium. Mets are at Miami. Someone tells me it'll be hot down there too.
Probably.
Friday at 7:10, Saturday at 4:10, Sunday at 1:10. The Mets are terrible. They started off the season good. Their record is now worse than the Cincinnati Reds, who were previously the most terrible team in the National League, but now it's the Mets. The Yankees' best record in baseball. So that's pretty much all the sports I have. I did an interesting interview with Carolyn Grimes and Kevin Stillmock this morning. Carolyn Grimes, of course, Zuzu from It's a Wonderful Life, the classic Frank Capra holiday movie. And they are filming a documentary tomorrow, Thursday, in Seneca Falls. It's going to air on Amazon Prime this holiday season. And they are saying if you go downtown during tomorrow and you see them, they will interview you and you could be a part of the show that's going to be on Amazon Prime.
Oh.
So that was interesting. Always like talking to Carolyn Grimes. She's a big friend of Finger Lakes One, been in this studio a dozen times maybe. Not this studio, but our studio.
Yeah, it's
awesome. At least a dozen times. And you did a great job in your latest Get Local episode with out sailboating on Seneca Lake. It was kind of crazy.
It was definitely crazy. And people need to get out and check out the Seneca Sailing Academy because they're giving away scholarships right now for kids. Like, all you have to do is sign up for it and you can get a free week of sailing if you're approved with the scholarship, which sounds like they have a lot.
And we're giving one away too, right?
Yeah, we're going to give some away. We're giving away a free sailing lesson for 2 right now if you go and comment or share that video or do all of the above.
We're drawing on July 11th, right?
Yes, because we're not here next week. So
on the show, we'll announce the winner.
Yep, we'll announce it right here. It was fun. If I can do it, you can do it. That's all I'm saying. If I can be the captain of a sailboat, I think everyone can. So it was great. But other than that, that's all I had for today. What about you guys?
Well, what are the plans for this weekend? What are the plans? You start
time.
this weekend? You start this weekend and go straight through?
Always.
Okay.
Gotta.
It's the holiday falls on a Wednesday.
Yeah, I know. Man, that is a toughie.
So is it just going to be like 7 straight days of chaos?
I would like it to be.
Okay. We're I don't really have many plans yet.
Golf.
I know I'm golfing Sunday morning early, hopefully before it gets too hot, but
you better go at the crack of dawn.
I'm sure there'll be some pool business going on this weekend. Yeah. I'm not a big fan of the pool either.
Oh my God! But I don't think we can be friends anymore.
Well, I got to take care of that thing, and I don't use it that much.
That's a difference when you actually have to take care of it. But there are people that would do that for you, and you could just enjoy it. Just saying.
No, I guess that's
You're the
true.
Scrooge of summer.
I love summer more. It's my favorite season.
You would never guess
I just don't like it when it gets this hot. Summer doesn't need to be this hot. Summer can be 82 degrees and sunny with low humidity levels. And
as long as it's not a tundra right now, I am not complaining. So, Mr. Positivity, I see where you're coming from, though. I'm gonna have fireworks and pools and barbecues and all that fun stuff. And
I think I'm gonna throw in golf, and I'm gonna throw in a Red Wings baseball game up in Rochester too.
Cool.
On top of that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I hope everybody enjoys their 4th of July holiday. And if you'd like to drop us a line, you can send an email to contact@fingerlakes1.com. If you enjoyed the show, click like, share, or subscribe, and we'll be back in 2 weeks. Until then, you can try and stay cool, stay safe, and again, have a great weekend and 4th of July holiday.
Happy holidays, y'all.
Woo!
Stay cool.
Stay cool.